This edition of Touchdown BC is dedicated to the memory of Lauren Davies, the first coach and athletic director at Simon Fraser University. He was the first to bring in full athletic scholarships for Canadian athletes at Canadian schools and was a true pioneer. He will be missed by the entire Football BC community.
Welcome to another edition of Touchdown BC, the off-season edition of Touchdown BC. I'm your new host, Andrew Wadden. Ryan Sullivan has left the show. He's on hiatus as he's pursuing his lifelong dream of playing with the Harlem Globetrotters. No joke, the kid has got some serious hops. No need to worry though, I will get you up to date with all the happenings in and around amateur football here in beautiful British Columbia. In this month's episode, we'll take a look at the big QB signing up at UBC, and we'll see the latest BCers who are headed to Point Grey. I'll have a one-on-one with the new head of the pirate ship for the VI Raiders, Jeremy Conn. To round out the show, Handsworth Royals head coach, an all-around good guy, Prepchuk, is back with some more drills for all you aspiring gunslingers out there. Okay, but first, let's kick things off up on Burnaby Mountain, where there's finally a new head of the clan. After a long and tedious search that lasted till the last week of February, SFU introduced former BC Lion Kelly Bates as the new head coach of the football program. Bates spent the last 2 years working as the Leos running back coach. The Saskatchewan product also spent time playing in the CFL as a player, having spent 7 seasons in the Lions' Den, winning 2 Grey Cups while in orange and black in 2006 and 2011. This is Bates' first head coaching position. Our SFU insider Mackenzie Dalglish caught up with the new head coach.
Thanks, Andrew. Joining me, sitting right next to me, is Kelly Bates, head coach of the Simon Fraser University Clan football program. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, you've been on the job for about roughly a week now. How's that been as the head guy of your own program?
Well, officially Friday was my first day. Obviously, I've been up on the hill a couple of days before that, just trying to get acclimated. You know, really, it's just like any new job when you start out, and that you're trying to find your way around. You're trying to find, you know, take care of all the little things from getting your office set up to you know, figuring out how people communicate around there, the chain of command, how things work, and all that type of nature. And that's just the office part of it. I mean, getting thrown into the mix and trying to go to work recruiting, trying to organize your coaching staff. Just trying to take care of all the little things that build up to one big thing. I mean, it's been a nonstop. I feel like I'm attached to my phone, and that's a good thing. I mean, it's great to be working. It's great to be a part of something so much bigger than oneself and starting to build that foundation moving forward.
Now, many people around here know you as a BC Lions player and then later coach. What made you want to move from the pro game to the college level?
You know, I don't think it's so much, I don't see it so much as moving from the pro game to the college game or the college game to the pro level. You know, I look at it more in terms of how the opportunity fit into what I am and who I am. You know, 2 very important things to me in my life, obviously, football and family. And this just, you know, it ticked the check boxes for both of those, you know, both of those instances in my life. And I mean, let's face it, I get paid to do what I love to do for a living, which is coach football. And that was a huge opportunity. And then you add into it the fact that my family and I are situated literally 8 to 10 minutes away from the campus. We live in the same neighborhood that my wife grew up in. And in fact, my oldest child goes to the same school. And to me, I feel like I've won the lottery in that respect. It's just amazing that my family gets to continue to live in the atmosphere and environment we're in, to have so much family who surrounds us and lives right next to us. And I get paid to go up the hill every day and be a football coach. It's amazing.
Now, you've played CIS rules, Canadian football rules all your life. You're moving to a school that's in the NCAA. Mm-hmm. How do you make that transition to a four-down football?
You know, it's a very legitimate question because everybody asks it. And you know, it's pretty funny to be in this situation, to be the guy being asked it, because it was a question I asked so many American coaches that would come up from the U.S. to coach in the CFL. How do you, you come up from a 4-down game with a shorter field. The width isn't the same. The ball's a little different. The hash marks are different. You have the yard, and obviously the big one with one less player on the field. And you always, 9 times out of 10, get the same answer from them. It's football. You're a student of the game. It doesn't really matter how many guys are on the field. You know, if you're going to do your job right, you're going to do everything you can to prepare, because you want to put your players in the best position to have success. So you're a student of the game. You're a student of everything to do with the game. And, you know, it sort of struck home with me because you know, when I think about it and I go back to my high school days, I never played 12-man football in high school. I played 9-man football. And from 9-man, you moved up to 12-man. I mean, it's, you know, really in the end, yes, it is just football, but it's just football because you're going to dedicate yourself to making sure that you are prepared to the utmost nth degree because of what's at stake.
Now, moving into the NCAA, your staff, are you going to have kind of a mixed staff of Canadian background, American background, NCAA background? How is your staff going to shape up?
It's been a process trying to put that together. There's been a couple of curveballs here and there, but I'm really happy with the way it's coming. You know, we hope to announce for the most part the staff in the upcoming week. It's got to be in place. We've got spring ball coming up so quickly. In terms of putting it together, I do have a philosophy in that, and you know, it's really one of the issues that they face up there on a yearly basis is the consistency of the coaching staff they have. And I'm no different. I'm a new coach coming in. I'm going to bring some new coaches. There's going to be some old coaches, but my philosophy in that is that I need to create consistency. Some of those kids have had 37 coaches over the last 3 years. If football is like life in that you're trying to create relationships with people, how do you do that when there's so much turnover? So I hope to put a plan in place that will minimize the turnover of the coaches and start to build on the outstanding alumni and the outstanding foundation of great SFU people in the community, and start to pull on that a little bit in shaping my staff. Combined with that, the experience I think I'm going to be able to bring in from the outside, and you start to get a feeling of how to create consistency, create a mentorship within the coaching ranks, within the coaching staff, and I feel really positive about that going forward.
It's no secret in college sports, lifeline of the program is recruiting. Mm-hmm. How are you planning on attacking the recruiting, being so late in the process and moving forward future years? You
know, we're very fortunate over while this process has has carried out over the last couple of months after Jacques stepped down. There's 2 guys up at the top of the hill in Brian Wiley and Mike Leonelli, who have just committed themselves to trying to put the team in the best position possible. And they've carried forward that process of recruiting. They're people that care about the game immensely, and I think they've done just a great job up there, so that I can come in at this point in time and do my part, which is trying to seal a deal and bring in guys. Now, obviously, things haven't gone the way we wanted to in that respect, because it's tough for them to recruit, but they've got all the information. They keep touching base with all those recruits, and it's put me in a position to at least come in and have some success. And I'm pretty excited about that as we go forward.
In terms of roster composition, how do you see your roster being built?
Well, at this point in time, we're down to 53 kids, which isn't nearly where we need to be. With graduation and the obvious hurdles you face in staying in school sometimes, and the fact that SFU is such an outstanding academic institution, requires so much of the kids, that's sort of where our roster sits right now. If I was to have my dream roster, it would be of close to 90 kids, of which half would be made up from kids right here in BC, which goes to the philosophy of building inwards, outwards, making our foundation here. You hit it, the nail dead on the head of it, and the fact that the way you said, if recruiting is the way I look at it as our bloodline, then our alumni is our lifeline, and you can't have great bloodline and lifeline if they are not there from first year to fourth year. So it's so important for us to start to create great recruiting so that we do have those alumni that are the foundation of the program as you go forward. So if we can build 45 of those 90 as BC kids, roughly 20 or so from the United States, and in particular focusing on Washington and Oregon, and then build outwards from there with a Saskatchewan, Alberta contingent, a strong Ontario contingent, and from the rest of Canada making up the rest.
For players around here, coaches around here, what's your message to them as the head coach of Simon Fraser?
You know what? you know, it seems like we're asking everybody for their patience right now. You know, the process has been what it's been. It's taken its time to get done. It's done now. Just don't doubt that we care. We're bringing in coaches that are great coaches. They are great teachers, and above all, they are great people. We want those type of people involved with our program. And as we get settled in and get our sights set on getting spring ball together and going forward, you know, obviously we understand how important BC football is to our program, and that we care and we will be in touch.
And when spring camp's supposed to start?
Right now we've got it scheduled to take off on Thursday, March 12th. That's where everything is planned for, and that's our aiming point. That's the goal, and that's what we're going to get done.
Now, Kelly, what's the differences between, you come from a CIS background, those rules to what the NCAA is in BC, for those who don't know? You
know, I can't speak to certainty on the CIS rules. I don't know those, and to be honest, I'm learning the NCAA rules as we go. But I will say this, there's a set of guidelines for everything we do. And that's great in that we know the expectations of what's expected of us. We have a set calendar that tells us when we can both contact kids via phone or see them in person, when we can contact coaches. And you know, it's tough because not a lot of people from within the NCAA ranks, with it being the only school in Canada that has that, realizes that, you know, there's certain times of the year we can't come out and watch you. You know, they have the in Montreal, I believe it's the under-18 championships this year in June or July. Well, every CIS coach will be at that. We can't go to that. And it's really falls on us to educate the coaches that we're dealing with what our process is, what our calendar is. And that's a mandate of what we're going to do, and it's something we're going to work hard at.
Thanks so much for joining us, Kelly.
Thank you very much for having me.
That was Kelly Bates, head coach, Simon Fraser University.
Thanks for that, Mac. Before the Clan hired its new head coach, the team had to tackle which players they would be recruiting into the program from across the province. NCAA signing day came and went on February 4th. Here's a look at the BC-born recruits that'll be joining the Clan this year. The 2015 Senior Bowl camp takes place on March 17th through to the 20th at the BC Lions training facility in Surrey, with an inter-squad game on Saturday, March 21st at McLeod Stadium in Langley. The camp is open to players currently in grade 12 and graduating this June. And we told you last month about the forthcoming Orange Helmet Awards that take place on Wednesday, April 15th at the Westin Bayshore in downtown Vancouver. Well, it's come to our attention that Joe Gluska will be honored with the Bob Ackles Lifetime Achievement Award. Gluska has been involved in amateur football in BC for over 50 years as a player, coach, and executive. For information on where to get tickets for this prestigious event, head to bclions.com/2015 Orange Helmet Awards or call 604-634-1178. The NFL Scouting Combine took place in mid-February with a handful of Canadians looking to raise their stock or even just get noticed before the NFL Draft. One of those Canadians that was invited to work out in front of the assembled NFL brass was Vancouver College Fighting Irish alumni Christian Covington. However, Covington was unable to participate due to still feeling the effects of a season-ending knee surgery. Despite not partaking in the Combine, Covington has officially declared for the 2015 NFL Draft. The Vancouver product had been playing in the NCAA Division I with the Rice Owls. He is the son of CFL Hall of Famer Grover Covington. Keeping with British Columbians and the NFL, Justin Dunk of Sportsnet in Toronto is reporting that former Terry Fox Ravens standout Sup Chung of Port Coquitlam will attend the NFL Regional Combine on March 8th in Chicago. Chung is a two-time CanWest All-Star and CIS All-Canadian while playing with the University of Calgary. UBC landed Penn State transfer quarterback Michael O'Connor, arguably the best Canadian quarterbacking prospect of the last decade. The former Under Armour All-American was rated as ESPN's #6 pocket passing quarterback in 2014 recruiting class. A native of Ottawa, he played his final 2 seasons of high school ball in the U.S., first at the Baylor School in Tennessee before attending IMG Academy in Bradenton, Florida as a senior, coached by Heisman Trophy winner and former NFL pivot Chris Wenke. O'Connor sat last season behind reigning Big Ten Freshman of the Year Christian Hackenberg. A total of 13 NCAA Division I schools made contact with O'Connor, along with Division II Simon Fraser. After a visit to Vancouver, the QB signed with UBC on February 11th. O'Connor will have 5 years of eligibility remaining in the CIS and can play in 2015 under the repat rule. Crown Countdown News, Jim Mullen caught up with O'Connor from his home in Ottawa.
And now via Skype from Ottawa, we're joined by Michael O'Connor, who is probably the biggest recruit landed by UBC in a number of decades. Michael, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I got to ask you, and I think this is the question that people are asking right across the country right now, why UBC? What made you choose the UBC Thunderbirds?
Well, when I took a visit out there in January, I got to speak with Coach Snell and see the city of Vancouver, meet some of the players, and it was a great trip. I mean, the academics there are world class. The location is just perfect. I love the city of Vancouver. It's beautiful out there. The weather, it's perfect compared to back home here in Ottawa. And Coach Snell's reputation for being able to build championship programs was definitely important, and just this whole program and the willingness of the program to really put together a good caliber football program. So, it was all around. I think it'll be a good fit for me.
How would you describe yourself as a quarterback for people who haven't seen you play?
I'm a pro-style quarterback who can make all the throws. Any type of throw I'm also sneaky athletic, so I can scramble, and I'm a great leader. I can rally the team, and I'm intelligent as well.
Yeah, and you're a 4.0 GPA, so I think that speaks to your intelligence. Let's flip back to Penn State. You transferred out of Penn State after a year. It seemed like you were a good fit there. Managed to sit down and watch the spring game, and it looked like you fit right in. Why did you transfer out of Penn State?
I just felt like I needed a change. Definitely when Coach O'Brien left, I committed to Penn State when Coach O'Brien was still the head coach, and a week before I was set to get there, he took off to Houston. So, that was definitely tough, but I just felt like it was best for me to move on, and that's what I chose to do. So, I'm happy with the decision.
What about the team that you're joining? How much do you know about them? They landed some pretty good recruits in the offseason last year in terms of the Davis brothers. Marcus Davis is going to be a great target for you.
Definitely. I got to meet Terrell Davis while I was on a visit to UBC, he was at Arizona State before going to UBC. So just meeting someone else that's kind of been in my position before was definitely great. So, like you said, the Davis brothers, are great, great athletes. And then what Coach Snell's bringing in, and also the players that are already there, so it's definitely a program that's going to improve, and, it's exciting next few years.
And lastly, and probably most importantly, UBC's a great academic school. I mentioned earlier that you're a 4.0 GPA. Was that a big part of the picture for you to get involved in a school whose academics are pretty high in terms of this country?
That was probably the main factor in my decision. Football, I guess, with experience and playing now for 10 years, playing football for 10 years, you come to realize that the game can be taken away from you at any moment. It just takes one play and your career could end forever. So just knowing that I'll have a world-class education to fall back on is very important to me, and I know that regardless of football, that I'll be getting a great education, and that's really the main thing.
Well, we have an opportunity to see you in spring camp. Are you going to be out here in time for that?
I won't be able to make it out to spring camp because of the CIS rules, I believe. But at the beginning of the summer, I'll be in Vancouver taking a summer course and beginning to work with the team.
Well, we look forward to seeing you out here in the summer. Michael O'Connor, thanks very much for this.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for that, Jim. Let's take a look now at the BC-born recruits that are headed to UBC and the rest of the CIS. When we come back, we'll have a chat with Jeremy Conn, the new head coach of the VI Raiders, plus Handsworth Royals head coach Prepchuk returns with more drills to help all you young QBs out there step up your game. You're watching Touchdown BC.
Crown Produce secures produce locally and from around the world for Canadian retailers. Crown Produce is also proud to secure sponsorship of University football on Shaw. Crown Produce, supporting Canadian retailers and Canadian amateur football.
Hey, welcome back to Touchdown BC. I'm Andrew Wadden. The VI Raiders have a new head coach as the team welcomed in former Bolinas Whalers bench boss Jeremy Conn. And joining me now via Skype from Nanaimo is Coach Conn. Okay, Jeremy, so you have a background in BC high school football, working with the Bolinas Whalers. How is your coaching going to transition into the BC FC now, working with older players?
It's an exciting transition. A lot of our players have gone on to the high levels of university football, and we've always run a program like even more advanced than high school, if we can say that. So I'm excited for the transition. I've coached junior football before and university football before, so it's kind of nice to be able to work with older players that are much more serious and committed beyond just the basics of football.
Now, when it comes to recruiting, the VI Raiders have always kind of looked across Western Canada for players. Now, being that you've been working on the island, are you going to focus your recruiting more on island players as opposed to maybe looking elsewhere?
Our goal is to find the best in Canada, and it starts with the island. I've talked to every team on the island and as many players as I can, from 18 to 22-year-olds. And we've also had 3 trips out to Winnipeg already, so we're going to look all across Canada to get the best team we can. So
it sounds like you've already really started getting full bore into it. The OFC has put in a 24-year-old player age limit. The BCFC is possibly talking about doing that themselves. What are your thoughts on that?
I like the structure the way it is now. That would open up, quite a few guys to play a bit longer, and I can see the advantage of that. But I think by 22, a lot of guys are kind of ready to maybe move on to university football. So I'm curious to see how that would tie together. I like the 7-for-5 rule where they could play for us and then go on to university once they're ready.
Now, the VI Raiders, of course, stumbled a little bit last year, but are one of those teams that are always known to be up for the championship for the BCFC. What are the things that you need to change, you feel, with the team right now?
There's not really a lot that we need to change. We've got a great tradition. We've got 3 national championships the last 10 years, 7 provincial championships. I think last year we just had a really young team. And then with the changes we've made to our coaching staff and then the players that are coming back and talking about bringing in young players as well as some veterans that, older players that can play right away.
And you said you've already started working with the team already. What are you guys doing right now in terms of getting prepared for this coming season?
Yeah, we've got a great workout program going in town here for the guys that are in our town. So they're going to Optimal Gym and they're getting supplements and yoga and they're working out hard. And then we're meeting once a week and we're on the field and we're doing drills and we're going through plays. So for the guys that are in town, they're getting a good sneak peek at what we want to do. And for coaches, we're getting a chance to work together on the field.
All right, Jeremy, congratulations on the new job and good luck with the new season.
Great, appreciate it. I'm excited.
Well, it's getting closer and closer to that time of the year for all you young quarterbacks out there. Springtime is closing in, and many of you will be heading outdoors to sharpen your skills at the pivot position. Here's Handsworth Royals head coach Prepchuk with some more drills that you can add into your workout regime this spring.
Pocket presence is what we're talking about here, right? Being aware. Your head is up, so you're looking down the field. You're not looking down. Okay, you got to get your head up as you do this drill, okay? So we're just going to shuffle. We're shuffle, 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 plant, zigzag, shuffle up, shuffle back, zigzag again, okay? Here we go. So, go, good, shuffle, good, zigzag, come, good, shuffle back, good, shuffle there and throw to Liam, good, finish with a good throw, good, nice, excellent, here we go, eyes are up, good, stop, shuffle, good, secure, secure, don't drop the ball, 2 hands on the ball, 2 hands on the ball, Lucas, 2 hands, good, good, solid, good, relax a little, Lucas, relax a little bit, here we go, good, solid, good, good, okay, you can dip up, give me a dip up, give me a dip up, good, good, way to be strong, one more time, here we go, good, now we change it up a little bit, okay, we'll go here, we'll shuffle, stop, shuffle, so it's chop, 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 it's not running, you're just chopping in the pocket, chop up, chop backwards, okay, chop backwards, here we go, so you're getting used to all the different motions, good, chop, excellent, good feet, nice job, chop up, good, get your head up, get your ball ready to throw, excellent, plant and throw, nice, good, here we go, Lucas, nice job, guys. We're gonna partner up right after this drill, okay? Good, good, excellent, plant and throw, perfect, great job. Nice and relaxed, Lucas, I like it, good. Get ready to partner up, Theo, you partner up right now with Liam. Good, plant, good, partner up, so we're gonna continue our movement drills, right? So Theo is gonna throw with Liam. Liam's gonna offset that way, Lucas. So we're just gonna frame ourselves up here as if we're ready to throw, and we're just gonna shuffle backwards in the pocket, this way. So we're getting ready as if, and then Liam, when Liam puts his hands up, that's when I throw. So shuffle, 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 hands go up, plant, make that throw. As soon as those hands go up, okay? So it's a backwards shuffle right now. Lucas a little further over, good, so Theo's just gonna shuffle backwards on the command, nice, perfect. Okay, let's go. Shuffle, good, 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 shuffle, good. Step into it now. Guys, hold up. It's super, when you go this way, it's really easy. When your receiver's ready, if you plant and throw, it's really easy for you to drift away, right? You wanna really focus on that plant foot, plant and throw, finish there. Don't drift yourself, don't drift away, okay? Plant and throw, okay, here we go. Plant and throw. Good, plant and throw, good, yes.
Yet another top-notch episode of Touchdown BC is in the books. And if I do say so myself, I did a pretty darn good job, seeing as it was my first crack at hosting the show, though the shoes to fill, well, they weren't really all that big. Maybe you might not agree. Maybe I won't be back next month. What I do know is there will be another episode of Touchdown BC available for you in April. Thanks for watching Touchdown BC. I'll see you again next month, hopefully.